Hey guys, I've gotten a lot of requests to make videos on camera manipulation, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm making a series showing you guys how to use the camera and how to script the camera. And it gets pretty complex, but I'm going to go over it pretty simply, so yeah, bear with me, this is part 1. Alright, so let's get started. First thing you want to know about camera manipulation is that you always want to go on the client to actually manipulate it. So you want to put everything on a local script in like starter GUI or starter pack, but it has to be on the client. So I went ahead and put a local script in starter GUI, and I'm going to name that camera script. You don't have to name it, but I choose to name it just so I can organize my scripts. Alright, now let me actually go over on how to script. So the first thing you want to do is get local player equals game.players.local player. And all that pretty much does is it gets the player and it gets the client. That's literally all it does, it gets the player. And let's put another variable called camera, which is going to be the camera that we're going to be working on. So it's workspace.currentCamera. And this is important right here. It's important to put it in a local script because this current camera is actually on the client. It's not on the server. Alright, now for scripting the camera on your own, you have to set the camera to its scriptable camera type. So you put camera.camera_type equals enum.camera_type.scriptable. And all that does is it makes it so that you can script on the camera and nothing happens. So by itself, the camera is always on its custom type. It's not unscriptable. Scriptable lets you script it, and it basically stops the core script from actually doing anything to the camera, so you can actually script it. One more thing you want to do before you even start doing this is you want to get content provider. This is a service that's provided by Roblox. So game service content provider. Now, what we need content provider for is so the service or the script starts running when everything is loaded, because you don't want it to start when it's not loaded, or else all the core scripts will actually like override this script and this script won't work. So what you want to do is wait until content provider .request queue size is equal to 0. And all this does is basically waits for all the assets to be done loading, and then it'll start the script. So then it'll turn it into the camera type scriptable. Alright, since this is just part 1 of camera manipulation, I'm going to just go over some simple things you can do with the camera. So for instance, you can put a part and you can make the camera focus on this part. So let's start doing that. I'm going to name this part cam part. You don't have to name it, but I just like naming it, so everything is organized. We want to get local cam part equals workspace.campart. So we have the cam part here. Now what we want to do is make the camera focus on the part. So camera has coordinate frame, and the coordinate frame is basically a C frame that tells the camera where to look. So the C frame is a vector. It's not a vector, it's more like a point in space, basically, but it can be defined by vectors. So cframe.new, and then we have campart.position, because we want to look at the campart's position, times cframe.new 0010. And all this does is it makes it so that the point we're looking at is the position of the part and then 10 studs away from it, because we don't want it to go inside of the part, we want it to look at the part. So looking at the part means that we have to be away from the part, not inside of the part. So it should look something like this. And as you can see, we're looking at the part right now. There's my character right there, but right now we're looking at the part. I can't do anything to try and like look away from the part, because that's what camera type scriptable does. It makes it so that you have to script everything. Alright, so now that we went over that, I'm going to go ahead and teach you something else, because I got requested to do this. So let's say you wanted the camera to look at your player's torso. Well, you could do it one of two ways. You can make it so that the player is actually anchored, so they can't move anywhere, and the camera just looks at the torso. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. So after we wait for the game to be loaded, we also have to wait for the player's character to be loaded. So let's do repeat wait until player.character, and that basically waits for the player's character. So go click here, equals player.character. This is the player's character right here, and we wanted to look at the player's torso. So torso equals player.torso. Actually, let's do find first child torso. And if you're doing an R15, you're scripting an R15, I mean, you're gonna do pair find first child upper torso or lower torso, it doesn't matter, but it just has to be the torso. So if you want to look at the torso, you can anchor the character's torso. So let's wait until the character falls down, so it's like about 5 seconds. And then we do torso.anchored equals true. So that'll keep the player in place. Now that we have the torso, all we need to do is put torso here. Literally, that'll make the camera focus on the torso. So let's try that. So we wait 5 seconds, and there you go. The player is completely still, and the camera is focusing on the torso. But one thing you notice is that we're facing forward. We're not facing where we wanted to look. We want to face our front side. So let's do that. An easy way to do this is if we get the torso's look vector, which is basically a vector in the direction where the torso is looking. So we could do local torso look vector equals torso.cframe.look vector. Alright, so now we have torso look vector, and we want to look at torso position minus the torso's look vector. And this should look at its front side. So we wait 5 seconds again. And now we're looking at our front side. The reason the script works is because right here, cframe.new, this first part, it'll place itself on the torso position, this one point right here, and then it'll look at this point right here, which is defined as its position minus the look vector of the torso. To understand this, you need to know what the look vector is, and it's basically, let's say this right here was the torso. So this right here is the torso. The look vector is going to be directly in front of the torso. So it'll be like right here. This is the look vector. It's the place we're looking at right here. Let me make it like an arrow or something, just so you can visualize it. So let's say, yeah, this would basically be the look vector of the torso. It'll be like in the middle of the torso, and it'll be pointing towards the direction that the torso is looking at. So that's basically the look vector. And the reason we have the look vector minus from the torso position is because if we add the look vector, that means we'd be looking at the point right here, which is directly in front of the torso. So it'd be like this. See? So we'd be right here, 10 studs away from the torso, and we'd be looking at a point that's directly in front of the torso. So that means we'd be looking at our backside. But if we minus it, it'd be completely opposite. It'd be right here. We'd be looking at our front side, but we'd be looking at a point right here. So that's why we look at our front side. And that's basically why this whole script works. Well, anyways, that's enough for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be making more videos like this because this is a series on camera manipulation. I'm going to teach you like almost everything there is, because there are some things that I still am figuring out myself, but I'm going to show you everything I know, and I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible for you guys. So thanks for watching.